Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? You are not going to believe what just broke across the NFL newswire. We have absolutely massive breaking news out of Dallas, and I mean massive. This is not a drill. The Dallas Cowboys have reportedly signed none other than wide receiver Terry McLaurin, yes, Scary Terry himself, in a move that has sent shockwaves throughout the league. I know we've seen some wild off-seasons in the past, but this right here might go down as one of the boldest, most game-changing wide receiver acquisitions in Cowboys history, and that's saying something. So if you're a Cowboys fan, buckle up. This is the kind of move that doesn't just change the WR depth chart, it changes the entire outlook for the 2025 season and beyond. First of all, let's talk about the magnitude of this signing. Terry McLaurin has been one of the most consistent, high-level wide receivers in the NFL over the last 5 years. Despite playing in Washington on teams that have rotated quarterbacks more times than we can count, he's managed to put up back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. He's fast, crisp with his route running, intelligent, reliable, and most of all tough as nails. He's the kind of receiver that opposing corners hate to line up against. He's not flashy in the media, but he's a silent killer on the field. And now, he's going to be catching passes in Arlington, Texas. I mean, what a move. The timing couldn't be more dramatic either. With the Cowboys looking to build around Dak Prescott, or perhaps prepping a younger successor, bringing in a weapon like McLaurin is more than just filling a spot. It's a statement. It's saying, we're tired of just making the playoffs. We want to dominate. We want to win now. The move reportedly came together fast, with negotiations heating up over the last 72 hours, following months of rumblings that McLaurin was unhappy in Washington. Reports of tension during minicamp, skipped practices, and contract disputes began to surface. Washington allegedly didn't want to commit long-term money to a receiver nearing 30, even one as productive and respected as McLaurin. And that's when Jerry Jones and the Cowboys pounced. And let's be real here, this is classic Jerry. Say what you will about the man, but he knows how to make a splash. He understands the value of star power. And adding a guy like Terry McLaurin, especially in a division that already includes stacked rosters in Philadelphia and New York, is more than just roster building. It's psychological warfare. It's sending a message that the Cowboys are here to compete at the highest level, not just hang around in the postseason. Imagine the defensive coordinators trying to figure out how to cover both CeeDee Lamb and Terry McLaurin on the same field. That's two elite route runners. Two receivers who can take the top off a defense, who can break a game wide open with one play, who can shake off press coverage, beat zone, and make contested grabs on third and long. You've got McLaurin, a technician who doesn't drop passes and eats up yards after the catch, now paired with Lamb, who's one of the most explosive players in the league today. It's a nightmare for defenses and a dream for any quarterback. Whether it's Dak Prescott throwing the ball this year or a new face under center in the near future, the Cowboys just made that job significantly easier. And I don't think people fully realize how big this is for the offensive scheme either. With McLaurin, Mike McCarthy now has the flexibility to move Lamb around even more, open up the middle of the field, stretch defenses sideline to sideline, and, let's not forget, finally take some pressure off the run game, which has been inconsistent at best over the last couple of seasons. Let's talk contract for a second. While the exact numbers haven't officially been announced, insiders are suggesting that McLaurin's deal is in the ballpark of 3 to 4 years. With an average annual value somewhere around $28 to $30 million. That would put him right at the top tier of NFL wide receiver salaries, and you know what? He deserves it. The man has been underrated and underappreciated for too long. He's dealt with QB chaos, coaching changes, and front office dysfunction in Washington, and still produced like a top 10 wideout. Now he's finally getting his payday and the opportunity to compete for a Super Bowl on one of the league's most high-profile teams. The culture shift this brings to the Cowboys locker room is huge. McLaurin is known across the league not just for his on-field production but for his leadership, work ethic, and professionalism. He's a no-nonsense, lead-by-example kind of guy, exactly the kind of player you want mentoring young talent, setting the tone during training camp, and grinding it out in December when the season gets tough. And you better believe this will have ripple effects on other contracts too. CeeDee Lamb is going to want a major extension soon, and McLaurin's deal may end up setting the floor for those negotiations. Don't be surprised if we see Lamb get locked up long-term soon after this, especially if he and McLaurin start clicking early. And from a team chemistry standpoint, this could be electric. You've now got two top-tier receivers, both with high character and high football IQ. Add in young tight ends, a retooled offensive line, and a defense led by Micah Parsons, and you've got one of the most balanced and explosive rosters in the NFC. Now, let's not ignore the other side of this. Washington fans are reeling. This is a gut punch. Losing McLaurin, a fan favorite, a team captain, and the most consistent piece of their offense for years, is a brutal blow. The Commanders are now left scrambling for answers. Their young QB, Jaden Daniels, loses his number one target before even playing a full season. That's going to be tough to recover from. And if they didn't get serious trade compensation back if this was a straight-up signing with McLaurin walking after requesting his release, fans in D.C. are going to be furious, and rightly so. The front office is going to be under fire. Meanwhile, the ripple effect across the NFC East can't be overstated. The Eagles, who were already wary of the Cowboys' firepower, now have even more reason to be concerned. The Giants' defense has to figure out how to slow down a two-headed WR monster. And the Commanders? They've got to regroup, retool, and do it fast, or risk slipping deeper into the division basement. And just imagine for a second at NT Stadium, Sunday Night Football, McLaurin burning past defenders in that star-stamped helmet, fans going nuts, the whole stadium shaking. That's box office right there. That's what Jerry wants. That's what Dallas has lacked since the Dez Bryant days, a truly feared, truly elite WR pairing that keeps defensive coordinators up at night. This move also signals a shift in philosophy for the Cowboys front office. For years, they've been relatively conservative in free agency, choosing to build through the draft and internal development. But with the NFC more wide open than it's been in years, and the pressure mounting to finally make a deep playoff run, Dallas is putting their chips on the table. They're saying, we're not waiting anymore. We're going for it. Now. And let's talk about McLaurin's fit within the Cowboys' playbook. This isn't just a flashy addition. This is someone who fits perfectly into what Dallas wants to do. He thrives in West Coast concepts, excels at timing routes, and can make contested grabs and high-pressure moments something the Cowboys have lacked in recent playoff disappointments. His presence will force defenses to play more honest, less double-teaming Lamb, and more zone coverage, which opens things up for the running backs, tight ends, and even the third WR on the depth chart. In short, McLaurin makes everyone around him better. And fans? Oh, the fan base is going wild. Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, it's a frenzy. Cowboys fans are calling this the biggest WR signing since Terrell Owens. Some are even saying this makes them instant Super Bowl contenders. And while that might be a bit early to proclaim, there's no denying that the ceiling just got a whole lot higher. And here's the kicker: McLaurin has historically torched the Cowboys in divisional matchups. He knows their defense. He knows Dan Quinn's tendencies. And now, he's on their side. Talk about flipping the script. It's poetic. As we wait for official confirmation, press conferences, jersey reveals, and social media welcome videos, one thing is clear: the Dallas Cowboys just made the boldest, gutsiest, most thrilling move of the offseason, and possibly the one that will define their season. If you're a Dallas fan, this is the moment you've been waiting for. If you're a Commanders fan, you're questioning everything. And if you're a football fan, you're tuning in week 1 to see what happens when Terry McLaurin puts on the star and takes the field not as an opponent but as a Cowboy. What a time to be alive. What a time to be in the NFL.